We are live, I think. I see the red button. Is that?
Yeah, I think so.
Hello, we are live on LicataLive, May 11th. Nope, not supposed to say date, but we're live, so. Um, I'm Keith Neeley. This is Pat Licata.
Hello, everyone.
This abbreviated version of LicataLive. We both have our uniforms on today. We wore our black. So.
There you go.
The purpose of LicataLive is just really just touch base with what's going on in the real estate market in and around Lake of the Woods. Today we just have a couple kind of interesting stats. Pat did some research on the market, today's market compared to not last year, because last year was an anomaly. So she went back 2019, which I thought was a great idea.
That's right.
Yeah. Tell them about some of the crazy stuff that we
Okay,
found.
I will be happy to do that. It is amazing what a difference 2 years has made. For example, this year, and these are April statistics, they come out usually around the 10th of the month for the prior month. And in April, last month, there were 33 new listings on the market. In April of 2019, there were more than double that. There were 78 new listings on the market.
And that was more of a normal market in 2019.
It was.
Yeah.
It was what we would call more of a balanced market where it didn't really advantage buyers or sellers one way or the other, which at this point we are definitely in a seller's market, although it is still a great buyer's market because interest rates are so low.
Right.
So that's kind of what is helping our market today is that interest rates are very low on the buyer side, but also it certainly advantages sellers because there are more buyers than there are listings to be sold.
So it's like a hyper market. It's like a market on steroids on both ends.
It really is
Yeah.
on both ends, and that's what you will see in the statistics. So, for example, new pendings. Pendings are offers that have been made on a listing where it is now under contract. So, the buyer and seller have agreed to the terms of the contract and it's just waiting to go to settlement. In April of this year, April of 2021, there were 29 new pendings on the market.
One every day, just about.
Just
Wow.
about, that's
Yeah.
right. And in April of 2019, there were only 10. So that's like three times
Right.
the
Wow.
amount of properties under contract this year. So what's really interesting though is the closed sales. So these are homes that have sold. In April last month, there were 38 that went
Wow.
to closing. 38 homes sold in April last month in 2021. In April of 2019, there were only 20. So again, it's almost
Double.
double.
Right. And
Right.
then if you count the new listings, we had 33, and we had 38 sales. So we've already had a tight inventory market. That's just made it worse. I was like, it's five. It's even tightening even more. There's just no inventory.
That's true. And that's why we're seeing 4 and 5 offers, sometimes more, sometimes fewer, depending upon the price range of the property. But in general, almost all listings are receiving multiple offers. When you receive multiple offers, it really is great for the seller because it typically drives the price up and removes some of the contingencies with the offer, which we can talk about in a little while in terms of what that actually means.
Well, your next stat, I'm going to jump, but you're talking about sales price. That's what you're seeing a big hit there. What they were getting 2019 and what somebody would sell the house in 2019, what they would get for it then and now.
Absolutely, the median sold price has gone up from 270,000 in 2019 to 330,000
Wow.
this year. So
Oh,
two
it's
years has
10%.
made a huge
It's over
difference.
20%. That's over 20% in 2 years. That's insane. Where most houses it's 4 to 5% a year is a great year. So
That
we're
is
we're
correct.
kind of in a historical kind of period right now.
Yep, there are agents. I have not been in the real estate
Speaking of which,
market or as an agent for just about 10 years, and I've spoken with agents who've been in the market for 30 years who've said that they've never seen anything like this. So it really is uncharted territory where we've got so many qualified buyers and not enough homes to sell. So that is what is driving the multiple offer situation and making it a seller's market. But as we discussed a little earlier, it also really still is a buyer's market because the interest rates are so low.
That's why it's important to have a trusted advisor that you can kind of work hand in hand with, kind of explain the different aspects of what's going on in the market. Because, you know, I'm sure you get too, when you meet with somebody to list a house, they'll talk about, well, their past experiences when they sold a house 10, 8, 9 years ago. Completely different market now, completely different.
It is a completely different market. So when we're working with buyers, instead of having a buyer consultation, we're actually having a strategy session because that is what is so important in order to get an offer accepted because you are competing against so many other buyers. So there are currently, or as of April, there were 15 active listings on the market.
Wow.
The average days on the market for homes that have sold this year, and well, actually, in April of last year, the days on market was 33. March of this year, average days on the market is 10.
Wow. So they're flying.
They really are.
If it's priced right, it sounds like they're jumping off the market.
Exactly. If it's priced right, receiving multiple offers typically, not always, but typically, and it's going off the market very quickly. Back in 2019, which is what we're comparing to, the average days on the market was 55. So huge difference.
It's 10 now. Wow.
10.
Well, a month and a half, 6 weeks faster now than it was just 2 years ago.
That's exactly
Wow.
right. And here's another really interesting statistic that really does show what is happening in the market from a pricing standpoint is in 2019, the average sold to original list price ratio was 97.4%. Today, as of April, it was 102.8%.
Wow. So that means
Big swing.
if they had a list price at 300, you used to be able to get a deal back in 2 years ago. That's not happening now. Right now, you need to come in at or over list price.
Yes, that is exactly what it means. And what's interesting though is with the interest rates so low, people can actually afford a lot more home because of the fact that rates are so low and their mortgage therefore is much lower too. So what that does is it enables people to pay the differential in the prices that are rising for homes that they purchase. And there really is not any sign whatsoever right now that the market is slowing down. What we are seeing, however, is that occasionally we're seeing a home that is under contract that a buyer is offering to purchase a home with that contingency that their home is under contract but is going to settle. So again, as Keith mentioned, having a trusted advisor to be able to walk through that with a seller and doing due diligence and making sure that that home that's under contract has a solid offer on it and that there should be no hiccups. So that way our seller can accept that offer, recognizing that it is still a very good solid offer.
Right. And, vet them so they don't get cold feet later. Rather deal with the problem up front than as they down the road.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, it's definitely a wild market, and if you want to talk about this, or if you have a personal situation that you just want some advice on, just please pick up the phone, give us a call. We'd be glad to kind of tell you what we know.
Yeah, no obligation whatsoever. We are professionals and are happy to provide advice and counsel. So if you do have any questions, certainly feel free to let us know.
Okay, absolutely. Hey, so summertime's coming up. It's a little chilly today, but we are mid-May, so we have some things coming up in May at Lake of the Woods and around the area that are kind of exciting. One of the biggest ones, one of my favorite ones, is Music on the Point.
Yes, and I'm excited about that
Yeah,
too.
so
Bear with me for a
well, so
second
we
and I'll
have
tell
four
you.
bands that is coming up this summer. Pat's going to go into which bands are there, but basic premises is Friday night, the last Friday of the month. Uh, Bring food, uh, drink, lawn chairs, and enjoy a wonderful night out at the point at Lake of the Woods.
That's right. And if you choose to, you can also have dinner at the clubhouse first.
Absolutely.
So the band rather in May is Unchained. They did
Oh, they're
play
good.
for us a few years ago, and everyone really loved them. So I was happy that we were able to get them back. And at every concert, one of the 5013C organizations is able to do a fundraiser, and they act as the hospitality committee for the concerts, and so they help direct people to where they can find a place to park themselves for the concert, and also, as I said, do some sort of fundraiser for their organization. So in May, the Low Lioness Club
Oh,
is going to be the hospitality committee for the band Unchained. Then in June, one of the favorites, Reunion, will be
oh,
playing
they're good.
with Flow, which is Friends of Lake of the Woods, will be hospitality for the June concert. In July, Fire and Rescue will be hospitality committee for Deja Vu, which is a new band to us this year. And then lastly, in August, again a favorite, Island Jerry Duo will be here, and Low Link will be the hospitality committee for that. Now, these bands are sponsored by 8 different companies that like to contribute and support the lake, and this made it possible for this to not really cost the association any money and to just be a really positive event for the community. And let's see if I can remember everybody really quickly. So there's JK Carpet, Locust Grove Vet, Inspired Electrical, Townsend Home Health and Hospice Care, Design Craft Homes, Lakeside Title, of course, us at Licata Group, and I'm missing
You're
one.
missing one. But it was a bold effort to try
Oh, I
to.
remember. It is last but not least Locust Grove True Value.
All right.
So we're all very proud and happy to be able to sponsor these concerts that we all enjoy so
Oh,
much.
they're great. One of the highlights in the summer. You'll see pontoons parked out in the water. Everybody enjoying the water, the
Yep.
bands. Good time.
And people of all ages come, and that's what I love so
Mhm.
much is that you see young families with their little kids there, all the way up to anyone who lives in the community, retirees, whatever, everyone just enjoying a great time with
Yep.
the pants. And another thing, I'm sorry, Keith,
No,
I
no,
think you have got a couple other events that you
no, no,
want
no,
to talk
no. The
about.
only well, I just want to talk about couples golf. It's starting at Lake of the Woods this Friday, the 14th, and they're going to do that every couple weeks. Check with the golf course, and it really depends on weather and all that too. But it's couples, all skill level, and it's just a good time. They goofy golf, usually captain's choice kind of stuff, but it's a lot of fun. And
Oh, good.
also just want to shout out today is the first home game for the Washington Nationals, Fredericksburg Nationals, our AAA baseball team right down the road. So I'm crazy excited about that. I know John,
Oh,
huge
yeah.
baseball
Mr.
fan,
Baseball fan.
so
Yep.
we're real excited about that. And stay tuned on that. We may have some upcoming Licata group activities and giveaways with that, but I'll keep that on the wraps for later. But we always have something else, always have stuff going on. Um,
Yeah, Central Virginia, Lake of the Woods is just so wonderfully located with Richmond, Northern Virginia, Charlottesville, all being so close by. I spent Mother's Day at the market at Grayland out in Orange County, which is just so spectacularly beautiful. If you have never been there, I would definitely recommend that you take the time to find it. It's just gorgeous, absolutely beautiful. There's one other thing, though, that I wanted to talk about that relates to real estate, and I'll make this quick, but people always are looking at Zillow
yeah,
and Redfin and Realtor.com to get an idea of valuation of their property. Two things. One is often we are finding in general that those estimates are not catching up to what we see in the market. And secondly, it is extremely difficult for any of those computer aided valuation models that are published from the Redfin and Zillow and Realtor.com to be accurate in Lake of the Woods. Lake of the Woods is too diverse for those kind of models to work. In Lake of the Woods, you have different styles of homes, different, hugely different footprints, different square footages,
Right next to
different
each other too,
locations.
oftentimes.
Yes, it's like consistently inconsistent. So these computer aided valuation models that relies only or solely on public information cannot be as accurate as someone who knows the market can be in valuing your home for you. So please take that into consideration. Those computer aided valuation models do work beautifully in cookie cutter neighborhoods where you have basically the same ages of homes, same square footage.
Four different designs or something, right?
Yes. You know, a couple builders have gone in with a few different models. It's extremely easy for the public information to be used by the Zillows of the world to create a good value for you, but that is absolutely not the case in Lake of the Woods. I mean, I've seen from one day to the next a valuation increase or decrease over $10,000 on Zillow, and that just is ridiculous. That's not realistic whatsoever.
Right. It's only as good as the data that's inputted, and that there is a lag. There's not an actual Zillow person sitting down there typing this stuff. It's just artificial intelligence kind of creating these. Can't think of that word right now, but
The values.
yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And so that's why it really is important for you to partner with someone who is a student of the market, who can help you navigate through what is the right value of your home, and then come up with a strategy to provide you with the most money that you can receive from as your net proceeds.
Exactly. And now these with Licata Live, we're going to do this on Tuesdays. We want you guys to participate too. If you have any questions, you have anything that you want us to talk about, shoot us a note. You can drop by or shoot us an email. Even if that way you can kind of stay anonymous. But if you have a particular real estate question, not just real estate though. I've lived in the area since '79. You've been here a long time, Northern Virginia. If you have questions just about the area, we get a lot of people come down here and they don't know what to do or don't know different areas, don't have contractors that they're working with or whatnot. We're a resource for you. Use us. So.
That's right. We are an excellent resource. So if you do need anything, please let us know. If we're stumped, which doesn't really happen often,
We have
but
Jasmine, so she'll find the answer.
that's right. We can get the answers for you. So we know there are people watching. Just please make sure if you have questions that you add them, and we're happy to answer them for you. If you're shy and you just want to give us a call afterwards, you're welcome to do that as well. The office number is 540-388-2541. So please give us a call. You can also email info@licatagroup.com and we can address your questions that way. And thank you so much for watching.
Yeah, thanks for watching. I think we survived this one.
Yep, and we'll see you next week.
Sounds good.
Thank you. Bye.
Oh, don't know how to turn it off.